Hey, what's happening? Everyone, SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and of course, happy holidays. If you guys have been away from Destiny 2, well, there is a small little limited time event going on known as the Dawning. Of course, there are small little activities that you can do. Not only that, if you visit the tower, it's actually nicely decorated for the holiday season, and of course, this is known as the Dawning event. And of course, as you can expect, there is also a brand new armor set that you can get known as the Winterhart, which is, of course, this is what it looks like on the Hunter class. Looks pretty neat. So before I go over the details in terms of how you obtain this armor, let's go ahead and give you guys a closer look. So first off, here is the helmet. Looks pretty neat. Next up, we got the gauntlets. Nice detailing going on there. Of course, do keep in mind that when the armor pieces drop, they are going to be dropping at a very low defense value, which in this case, as always, you're going to have to figure out what extra armor pieces you got, and of course, infuse it to bring up that defense value. But just keep in mind, try not to infuse your most powerful gear, because especially if you're trying to complete armor sets, then the last thing that you want to do is lose a piece of armor. Next up, you also have your chest plate, followed by the leg armor. And of course, last but not least, you also have the cloak. Now, how you obtain this armor set is actually pretty easy. There's a few ways. If you're visiting the tower for the first time, there are going to be a few destinations that you have to visit, which in this case, you're going to have a couple of tasks at hand. One of the tasks will require you to go play Crucible, known as the Mayhem matchup, which is actually a lot of fun because that's the matchup where your supers recharge really fast. So in this case, it's going to be pretty chaotic, but again, it's also a lot of fun. The other thing that you're also going to have to do is do some heroic strikes, about 4 or 5 of them, something like that. And of course, the other options that you have is by visiting Tess Everest. Now, if you go to her, there's a few options here. The first option that you have, if you happen to have any of the bright dust, which is basically what you could obtain through packages like this. And of course, basically whatever you get from these packages, if you basically kind of toss them away, you also get some bright dust as well. And basically you could purchase that individual pieces here. I was lucky enough to get one from the free packages that I got, and of course I purchased these because I had a bunch of bright dust already. And of course I went ahead and I put $10 down to see if I was lucky enough to get the other pieces, which in this case I was. But if you do want to spend microtransactions, do keep in mind that it is 100% optional. This is just purely cosmetic, but these will be the engrams that you will need to get, known as the Dawning engram. Again, 100% optional. You do not need to if you do not want to. But over here, we'll basically give you a preview of the armor set on your select character. There's also a few shaders, ships and sparrows, ghosts, and of course emotes. And basically the holiday exotic one is of course the giving. And this is what this one looks like. It says, hold up, here's a gift for you. Gift opens up. And of course you got, unfortunately it didn't show up, but there's also like an extra little effect that tends to happen. And that's pretty much about it. Like I said, there's also other little activities you can do around the tower, some free little presents here and there. There's also these glowing lanterns that you could go ahead and pick up and basically let go. And basically afterwards, they'll start to basically float up. And of course, you can also pick up some snowballs. Do keep in mind that if you pick one up, you're going to have frostbite for about 8 seconds. You could actually throw it on other guardians. And as you can see, they are going to be covered up in snow. And of course, you could also do that to yourself if you want to be covered in snow, which will kind of slow your characters down. And of course, what's also nice too, if you go in the strike missions, you could actually use these against the enemies, and they're actually pretty effective. Boom, covered myself with snow, and of course, as you can see, my screen's getting a little bit crystallized. But like I said, overall, it's not too bad. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.